Recorded last week in two separate locations. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the 2018 F1 Debate Awards. Presenting your hosts for this evening, Jordan and Lyle.
The 2018 Formula 1 season has been a one of ups and downs. More downs than ups for one particular driver. But here we are at the end of the season and for our 100th episode. Can you believe we've actually achieved this massive landmark? It has taken a long time to get here for us guys. Nearly actually 3 years to go from episode 1 to episode 100. But what a better way. I couldn't ask for a better episode to do it in than at the end of the season, me and Lyle and you guys doing the end of the year awards. So we did this a couple of years ago and it was a great success. Now me and Lyle were deciding I think we should do this again. Obviously here we are again 2 years on at the end of the season and we're going to do it again. So we'll have 10 categories to give out awards, nominations, you name it. I mean, maybe some surprising faces come along to collect their awards. Who knows? Just obviously stay tuned to see if anyone actually does come along for these awards. The most prestigious awards in Formula 1, guys. None of this Rookie of the Year, none of this World Championship malarkey. This is the big deal. The big cheese, as Lyle likes to call it. So we're going to kick things off with Rookie of the Year. Of course we are. Where else are we going to start? Now, obviously there has been a couple of rookies in here. Obviously some have had some better races than others. But obviously, I'm gathering that you guys do know what rookies that they are, because obviously we've had to put down all the rookies for this season into this category. So anyway, guys, here are the nominations for a Rookie of the Year. Charles Leclerc, Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 team. Pierre Gasly, Toro Rosso Honda. Brendan Hartley, Toro Rosso Honda. Sergei Sorokin, Williams Racing. And the winner is Charles Leclerc. Of course it was going to be Charles Leclerc. Who else was it going to be? I mean, wasn't going to be Sorokin. I mean, oh god, like whoa, that was,
obviously
definitely not surprised at that one. I mean, it had to be him. So obviously, Leclerc, here's your award, just quickly. Now, unfortunately, Charles Leclerc can't be here with us to collect the award, but he did send us a little message. He says, "Thank you very much for this award, guys. It's been an absolutely superb year. My first year in Formula 1. I've got awards coming left, right, and centre. It's been a brilliant year at Sauber. I can't wait for my first year at Ferrari. It's going to be a good one. Keep up the good work. Hopefully, see you next season." I like it how he said, "Yes, see you next season." So there's the first award awarded to Charles Leclerc for Rookie of the Year.
2018 saw some great cars on the Formula 1 calendar. We love how low they are, the big tyres and all of the changes to make overtaking absolutely amazing in 2018. We've seen some big overtakes in some great, basically making the races the best that they possibly can. We've seen some amazing overtakes in the cars from the top in Mercedes and Hamilton all the way down the grid, to Ericsson and Sauber and all that in between. New teams, old teams, and it's absolutely been great. We've seen some really great close-knit driving helped by DRS, overtakes in corners, and obviously overtakes on the big straights. So obviously with all that, we are going to judge the overtake of the year, and here are the nominations for this award. Verstappen on Raikkonen, the British Grand Prix. Ricciardo on Bottas, the Chinese Grand Prix. Bottas on Hartley, the Belgian Grand Prix. Ricciardo on Magnussen, the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton's triple overtake, the Bahrain Grand Prix. And there were some hard overtakes, really, really great to see. It made the races fantastic. Obviously, we'll be talking about that a bit later. And the winner is Ricciardo on Valtteri Bottas in Shanghai. Now, obviously, that was an unbelievable race, made fantastic by him. He did an amazing job, obviously, in that Red Bull car like he is. This has obviously been his last year at Red Bull, so it was great to bow out like that. Now, obviously, really? I don't have an award with me down here, but Ricciardo is going to get this very snazzy Dallas Cowboys drinking mug, which just had some Coca-Cola in. So obviously, well done to him, and he sent me a very, very snazzy email. He sent me a very snazzy email. He said, "G'day, mate," which I thought was really great. Obviously, g'day, it's like 7 p.m, with time difference. Thank you very much for that award. Obviously, Dallas Cowboys, great team. And yeah, thank you very much to the F1 Debate Show. I love watching your content. I loved it at Red Bull Racing. Your biggest fan was actually Adrian Newey at Red Bull. Apparently he loved watching it. Obviously back in Tilbrook, Milton Keynes. Obviously now I'm heading off to Renault. I'm going to enjoy watching it in my yellow suit. Hopefully you can do a translation in French for me and my French team. And yeah, unbelievable drive from me this year. I'm really happy with my progression. Talking of progression, good luck with yours. So thank you very much, Ricardo, for your words of wisdom there. Obviously, good luck at Renault, and yeah, well done for the award.
I think we'll definitely have a shoey for that award on Daniel Ricciardo anyway. So the third award is the Boss Award. Now, we're not talking about fragrances here, and we're not talking about clothes. Obviously, we're not talking about clothes and brands. We're talking about team principals. You know, the guys who work endlessly to get behind the team. You know, to guide the team in the right places, and hopefully, you know, win the championships, win races for the team as well, and obviously be the backbone of certain teams. Now, there's only really a couple of handful of people we could give it to as well. So obviously here are the nominations for the so-called Boss Award. Cyril Abiteboul, Renault Formula 1 team. Toto Wolff, Mercedes AMG Petronas. Maurizio Arrivabene, Scuderia Ferrari. Frederic Vasseur, Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 team. And the winner is Toto Wolff of Mercedes AMG Petronas. Of course it was going to be. Brilliant season by Mercedes. Obviously congratulations to the team at Brackley. Obviously just had the Christmas party recently as well, and a lad that I know is there. If you're watching this, brilliant. I mean, to be fair, you have won Christmas party of the year in my opinion. If there was one for Christmas party of the year, it was going to Mercedes. Obviously all the big guns were there. Toto Wolff, obviously brilliant season by him, and the Mercedes guys. I mean, he is becoming a big figure in the world of team principal in Formula 1. He's definitely up there with some of the best of all time. You know, a couple of regulation changes throughout the years, and obviously the one for this season as well, with the new Halo coming in, a couple of changes for the last season of 2018 season, and for next season as well. So obviously let's see if he can guide Mercedes into a brand new era in terms of Formula 1. Now obviously, unfortunately guys, Toto Wolff can't be here to claim his award, but he did send us a cheeky little email. Of course they were going to, and it says, "Thank you very much for the Boss Award," as it was called. Brilliant name, by the way. Thank you very much for that, Toto Wolff. Has been a superb season, and it's not just down to me. It's down to the guys, obviously at Brackley and the other factories as well. Obviously, you know, great season, great support from the guys, and of course the two drivers of Valtteri and Lewis. And in Colant it says, "Slams hand on table." What? I don't know what that means.
I think we know what that means.
I'm not a clue as well. I don't have a Scooby-Doo, but there you go, Toto. That award is for you.
Really great, and entertainment as well. It added to the race. Was he watching him in the garage? Was really great. This season was one of the most packed in terms of races. We went all around the world. We started off in Australia and ended in Abu Dhabi. Had some great races in between. Really made the races exciting. Obviously, I went to 3 races this year. Had a really great time. Obviously, Silverstone, Belgium and Italy. Also went to Singapore as well.
You did.
So that makes 4. Yeah, we had some great venues. Absolutely amazing. Through all the weather conditions, through all the tyre commands we could use, through all the conditions. It was unbelievable. So it was really hard for me and Jordan to pick a winner. We also put it on the channel for you guys to vote, and we have come up with some nominations for, and there's a long list, mind, of the best race of 2018. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku, the Bahrain Grand Prix in Sakhir, the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, the Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai. And the winner is the Italian Grand Prix. Yes, guys, well done to everyone who worked at the Autodromo di Monza. I was almost going to forget the name there. Well done. Obviously, the Scuderia Ferrari, who made it a good race. Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton, obviously, fantastic job by you guys. Mercedes, I remember when they came around together in the two, obviously, Bottas and Hamilton kind of rubbing it in the Tiforsi's face. Was entertaining to watch. Raikkonen getting on pole, you couldn't beat that. Obviously, the overtake that they were doing was really, really great. And yeah, it made it one of the best races. Obviously, I was there, as I said, you know, just coming out of the Ascari chicane, made it a really, really great venue. Italy is amazing. Me and John went obviously in 2017. Tifosi is loud as hell, and it was just, yeah, nothing could beat the Italian Grand Prix, and obviously they definitely wanted to see a Ferrari man on the podium, because the two Mercedes got booed, so it just makes it even more that it's only Ferrari and that's who they want. Italy was an unbelievable race, even though it was won by a Mercedes, and yeah, that was the best race, and I can't wait to see Italy get higher up next year, and as we do this more. So obviously, as always, Italy couldn't be here to accept the award. Italy couldn't be here. The country of Italy couldn't be here.
Good.
Okay. So
send out the invites as well. I'm sure I did. First class.
So I mean, I invited Belgium. I invited America as well. Don't know why they would come, but did you invite? Did you? Oh, I can't believe you forgot, man. Come on.
Sorry.
Anyway, so they couldn't obviously come. I mean, they might not have got the email. So anyway, so they sent me an email. I think a bit of a standard email, mind. Just obviously saying, "Ciao. Thank you very much for this award," as Sebastian Vettel would say. Grazie ragazzi, grazie ragazzi. Thank you very much for this award. Well done for the F1 Debater. You've been doing some amazing progress this year. Well, Lyle, we loved seeing you when you came to our race. It was amazing. We wanted Ferrari to win so much. They were really, really annoyed. Maurizio Arriva-Bene came up and he said, "You are not my favourite race anymore because the Ferraris didn't win." I mean, hopefully maybe they can rectify that next year. And then obviously it just ends with grazie ragazzi, as Seb would say, obviously, and arrivederci from us, and obviously grazie to the F1 Debater for your content. So thank you very much, Italy, and the whole country of Italy. Thank you very much. Grazie mille, grazie ragazzi, and yeah, hopefully you can power on in 2019.
Hopefully see you guys again soon.
Hopefully. I think that's an Italian dab.
Okay. Grazie ragazzi. Dabo.
I didn't give them an award. I'm just going to do that quickly. I didn't give them a Cowboys mug. And also as well, you're going to get a very stylish Cowboys mug. Obviously not the same one that Ricardo got, but a very similar one. And yeah, I would frame it. It's really, really nice. Obviously, that is coming straight in the post. Second class, unfortunately, we can't afford first, especially with the international costs. It is coming to you, second class, to Monza. Obviously, well done, Italy wins the Monza, and yeah, enjoy your cup.
So obviously, we are halfway through the awards. Obviously, we've dished out some awards to some brilliant drivers, to some brilliant events, and some brilliant moments. But now it's the time to stop, relax, and reflect. Because this one is the Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, when we did this the last time we did awards, we gave it to Jensen Button, who was bowing out of Formula 1, only then come back for one race next year. So we did say it's not a goodbye, it's a see you later. But I think for this particular person, I think this is a definitely see you later. Now, I mean, to be fair, I think anyone could guess who this is going to get who's going to win this award. It's obviously the Spaniard and two-time Formula 1 world champion Fernando Alonso. Now, when he announced his retirement, it was a very sad day in the world of Formula 1. You know, a lot of guys all over the world, not just in Spain, not just in Europe, but worldwide as well, are big fans of Fernando Alonso. He's such a nice guy to be around. He's a nice guy to watch. Brilliant racing driver. And obviously, probably, I would say, one of the most unluckiest guys in F1 at the moment, or in the last 10 to 15 years. Certainly that, because he has made some, you know, horrible decisions that hasn't really gone his way. Not so much his fault, but at the end of the day, you know, it is sad to say what happened to Fernando Alonso. So obviously, he started off at Minardi all those years ago, back in the year 2001. One season with them, moved off to Renault Benton, as they were called, back in 2002 as a reserve driver. Came into 2003, obviously making his debut at the Australian Grand Prix, and then winning his first race at the Hungarian Grand Prix, simply as which Jensen Button did, funny enough. So, you know, connections there in the Lifetime Achievement Award category. So obviously, Alonso winning his first race in Hungary 2003 and got his first pole position. A few races before that at the Malaysian Grand Prix. I remember when he was standing there, all guns blazing, very, very happy. Schumacher was sitting alongside him, going, "Oh God, I'll certainly have to pick up my pace at the moment, because if this guy's coming through the ranks." Obviously, as we all know, won his first World Championship in 2005 and did again in 2006, stopping the Ferrari and Mercedes there, sorry. The Ferrari and Schumacher dominance that was. And I think people knew what kind of a driver Alonso was going to be, that he was going to go on to bigger and better things, win multiple races and championships as well. At the time, he was the youngest world champion and double world champion. Obviously, that award has now been taken to other drivers. So, obviously, yeah, he was once in that category as well. The only driver from Spain, and obviously the only, at the time it was anyways, and obviously the only driver to win a world championship from Spain and to win a race from Spain. So just to clarify, in case you weren't too sure, obviously went to McLaren for the first time. That ended in tears, I would say, and $100 million fine. Went back to Renault for 2 years. Went to Ferrari. That was supposed to be the reboot in Fernando Alonso's career. Okay, it's been a tricky couple of years. He's been in a car that hasn't been as good as he wanted to be. Obviously, the McLaren was brilliant. But as like I said, $100 million fine later. He was out the door. Went to Renault for 2 years. The car wasn't really competitive. And funny enough, guys, I should say this right. The last time Renault won in Formula 1 was that 2008 Singapore Grand Prix at obviously Crashgate scandal. So again, Alonso was a part of that. Was a part of that. Went to Ferrari. Got off to the best possible start. Let's not forget, guys. Won the race. Obviously it was Ferrari's gain was Red Bull's loss because Red Bull were running away with it. And obviously then you had a spark plug problem. There we go. I've had too many shandies, guys, honestly. So obviously won that race, got off to a brilliant start, and a 1-2 for Ferrari in Bahrain back in 2010. Could have won the World Championship that year, he didn't. 2011 wasn't a really good year. 2012, he had a good shot at the title, went down to Brazil. Vettel spun out in turn 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was. And obviously, as Alonso's lucky, I mean, one of the most famous pictures in Formula 1 is him just standing there, all the way, like, oh god, like, gutted. Very, very sad that he didn't win a third World Championship. 2013 had a good car, but wasn't really consistent enough. 2014 was a shambles. Let's just skip 2015 to 2017. 2018 was supposed to be a brilliant year for him. Renault coming in, obviously, as I said, in Australia. Now we can fight. Kind of awkward, not gonna lie. I mean, I was very, very excited when he said that. I was like, yes, you're right. Come on, Alonso, we can do this. We are back. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, guys. But obviously, what a career it's been for Fernando Alonso. Very, very sad that he is actually going. Here is your Lifetime Achievement Award. Certainly not the same one that Charles Leclerc got. But, as like I said, the budget was quite, it was alright this year. So obviously we've got many more golden trophies to go around for, obviously for drivers. So Alonso, as always, as other people did, send us a nice personal message. He can't be here with us, obviously. He says, thank you very much for the Lifetime Achievement Award, guys. I've had an absolutely amazing career in Formula 1. More, obviously, loads of ups, loads of downs, as I was expecting. But obviously, those 2 World Championships were definitely my highest. The couple of years with McLaren were the lowest, but I think it certainly brought the best out in myself and about team spirit as well. Because obviously, trying to rebuild what McLaren and Honda were trying to do from being probably the lowest that McLaren's ever been. Alonso was there trying to support the team as well, and the team which was trying to get behind him. Obviously, that wasn't the case, unfortunately. But obviously, that's just how it is. So Alonso says, obviously, I am going to be miss being in the world of Formula 1. It certainly won't be my last time in the F1 paddock, and I don't mean drive. I will be coming about in the paddock, visiting the drivers and the teams very, very soon. Hopefully, to appear on your show one day. Maybe taking over the seat of Jordan. Cheeky, we'll have a word about that later on. Fernando, keep doing what you guys are doing, and yeah, you just put and yeah. I don't know why he put and yeah.
And yeah.
And yeah. Fernando. And he put and yeah ... To be continued.
That is it.
I'll let you guys figure that one out.
That is a to be continued there. But yeah, well done, Fernando Alonso. Couldn't have gone to a better guy. So the next award, guys, and obviously I'm just going to start with you guys know the answer because you voted for it. It was a really fun poll that we did on our Facebook page, and we're going to call this the People's Driver of the Year. Now, we are obviously going to vote for ours later on, but this one is for what you thought, for the guy who you thought did their best 2018 season. Obviously, we absolutely loved you guys getting involved with it. Now, we had amazing votes. The highest votes that we had were about 120 votes on our poll. Now, that's absolutely fantastic. We want to thank you a lot. Obviously, all of our support that we're getting, because it wouldn't be an awards night, Jordan, without giving some shout outs. So I just want to say now, I want to take the opportunity and say thank you very much for everyone who's given us support on our Facebook page. Thank you so much for everyone who's taken part in this poll that we've been doing. Thank you very much for everyone who's voted. Thank you very much for everyone who hasn't voted, just for being here. And obviously, I mean, you can't get enough thanks for people who are watching this video right now. So anyway, enough with that. The People's driver that you all voted for was a guy who came into Formula 1 this year, rookie. Now, obviously, you all know who I'm going to say. It's Sir Rocket. No, it's not actually.
Wow.
It's a guy who came into Formula 1 this year with Sauber. He did a very, very good drive. He was sneaking into Q2 here and there. I think he got into Q3. I think it was for the French Grand Prix. I think he did a good qualifying session in Austria. He did an amazing race in Russia. He got into P7. And, of course, he has done the impossible. He has gone to Ferrari, and that makes him the second rookie ever to do that in the history of Formula. I think the first one was back in like the 60s or something. Really great guy from Monaco. Obviously, very, very, very close friend with Jules Bianchi. He's got a lot of legacy behind him. He's got a lot of hype behind him, and he is going to go and do very good things. I rate him a lot. This year, so much has just been a build-up for him, but Ferrari, I do think that he will tear F1 apart and give Sebastian Vettel a run for his money. So obviously, enough said with that. Well done to Charles Leclerc. Now, obviously, different to the other two, what you got, you are also getting a Cowboys mug. Now, I'd enjoy this, Charles. This isn't coming from us. This is coming from you guys, the F1 Debate Show fans. Obviously, Charles is very happy for that. He sent me an email that I couldn't CC you all into it. I mean, that's a bit insane. I'm a bit busy, but I'm going to read it out now. And obviously, so this email is to all of you guys watching. So it says, to the beloved F1 Debate Show audience on YouTube and Facebook, thank you very much for voting for me. I love this on it. It's an amazing achievement. I've loved being in Formula 1. I'm replacing a great man in Kimi Räikkönen as he takes up my seat, and I'm going to be alongside Sebastian Vettel. A childhood dream was to drive for Ferrari and get in there and obviously live through Jules Bianchi and obviously what he could have achieved in his life, because he could have been a Ferrari driver. Yeah. Thank you very much, he says. Merci bien to the F1 Debate Show fans, and obviously keep up the good work from the F1 Debate Show. And obviously, Charles, thank you very much for that. It's probably the most touching and obviously the most moving. This is probably the most moving thing that you could have said. In terms of a personal thing, I didn't actually realise how close he was to Jules Bianchi, obviously growing up obviously in younger karting days and things like that. So it is really great to have him in Formula 1. I know also Pierre Gasly knew Jules Bianchi, obviously they were very close, as well as obviously all the other drivers are. And it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, yeah, he could have been a Ferrari. Well, he would have been in that seat at some point, and see Charles being there is incredible for his career also. It's going to be a great change to 2019. And yeah, I mean, you've made a good choice here, guys. I'm very, very happy with you. If you voted for Sergio, I'd have been like, it's a good choice. I mean, we'd have been happy, but I'd have been like, I don't know, there's something missing there. But yeah, you went in a good direction, and you chose a good driver. So for that, thank you very much, fans. Yeah, well done, guys. And yeah, I mean, hopefully we can all be with each other for 2019. I'm really happy. Thank you.
Stop. It's hammer time. Now, the next award is pole lap of the year. So you take all pole positions that was accounted for throughout the full calendar, the 21 races, and we're going to bunch them together in this award. Now, we're not going to go through the entirety of all 21 pole positions. We've just picked out a couple of our favourites. A new award that we've introduced for this year. I think that that as much as we always talk about the races and talk about the rookies and everything, we don't really give the laps when it actually does matter. Now, obviously, getting pole position is like your best chance of winning the race at some circuits at least. So obviously, it's something that no one really talks about, but I think that we should give it. It's time to give it a bit of credit. Trying to give pole positions a bit of limelight instead of just race of the year and rookie of the year and driver of the year. No. Pole positions. We need to take pole positions accounted for. So we've got a couple of. We've just picked out our best ones so that we've seen throughout the course of the year. Let's see if you agree with our winner. So here are the nominations for pole lap of the year. Kimi Räikkönen, the Italian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton, the Singapore Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo, the Monaco Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo, the Mexican Grand Prix. And the winner is Lewis Hamilton, pole position at the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you guys. I mean, once we decided we were talking about doing this award, once we decided this, I think we were like, there's only one lap that we could actually take from all this. Obviously, others were just like special events. Like obviously Kimi Räikkönen's pole position at the Italian Grand Prix, a very, very big moment for him at the time, and in front of the Tifosi as well. Very controversial as well when Sebastian Vettel threw his toys at the pram. But at the Singapore Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton pulled out one of the best one of those laps that you will be talking about for years to come. Like when we talk about Ayrton Senna's 1988, Monaco pole lap when it was like 1.5 seconds out the rest of the grid, which was just amazing. And Senna said at the time that he felt like he had an out of body experience, and Lewis Hamilton was pretty much quoting the same thing. So again, once more that we are partnering Lewis Hamilton and the great Ayrton Senna together. So obviously Lewis Hamilton at this moment, guys, he is at the Sports Personality of the Year awards, but he's always got time to send us an email, which obviously you can't be here with us at this moment because he's at the Sports Personality of the Year award, of course. So here's your trophy, very very obviously glamorous. And he sent us this email. The Singapore Grand Prix lap for pole position was absolutely amazing. Couldn't have asked for a better setup. Certainly turned up the engine to party mode. Controversial. And obviously got us on to do a brilliant race at a track where no one expected us to do well. Don't get us wrong, I did pretty much write Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton out. I was hoping for a really good start, like we saw in 2017, but that wasn't the case. But obviously Lewis Hamilton, did really well there. So he says, thank you very much for this award. I'll collect it after. Hopefully I've collected the Sports Personality of the Year award. Go on, Lewis, Team Lewis. I'm a fanboy for about another 10-15 minutes. Obviously, thank you very much for the award. Keep up with the good work, and hopefully I'll be able to pull up some more pole positions next season. And in brackets it says, "It's James." It's James. Very controversial that. But obviously, Lyle, just quickly before we move on to the award, you were there. You witnessed that pole position. Did you know how good it was, or was it just like a wow, that was fast. Or typical Lewis Hamilton.
I mean, yeah, I did think it was a bit of typical Lewis Hamilton when I first saw it, but then obviously when I saw it on the telly, and obviously when he came in, his record time, he'd smashed the time for the track, and it really came through, and it really was absolutely insane. And obviously when he came in, to get the award, and that obviously talked to, I believe it was someone from Sky Deutschland at that time, and it was really really incredible, just to hear what he was how he was talking about the lap. And Jordan was right, he said things on the line of like what Ayrton Senna said, his out of body experience and that, and it was absolutely insane. And I wasn't there for quali, but there was spots on the track that I was walking around during practice and just watching how much Lewis Hamilton was pushing that car. He was up every sector, and that was a great weekend for him, really flawless. And I've got to say, that was where I kind of developed this more of a love for Lewis Hamilton, how his ability and how he gets the car, to do what he wants, not so much like what Sebastian Vettel does, where he gets some out of the car, but he waits for the car to tell him what he wants instead. But Lewis Hamilton just goes to the car and goes, right, you Mercedes, right, you give me what, I'll tell you what I want out of you. It doesn't matter if you can't get it. If I want you to I want this, I want it like a 115 when it's like 117 track. That's what he wants, and he will get it. So that's where I got that love for Lewis, Jordan. And it did look a bit standard at that point, but it was absolutely insane. And I think once I'd seen that he did that on the Saturday, I think the Sunday was kind of like, it was written in the stars that if there wasn't an incident like there was, let's say, in 2017, then Lewis would most likely go on to win the race. And it was absolutely flawless from him. Yeah. But really really great. And I thought, it was a great weekend. Obviously, fantastic for Lewis, and that's really where he won the championship. He became his gap became something like 45 points after that weekend, and I'll say that's where he kind of wrapped it up. And then after that, it was just a steady idle to the finish line. So the next award is recycled from 2016. It's a favourite of us. We absolutely love it, and it's the Maldonado Award. Now you might be thinking to yourself, like you probably were in 2016, what the hell? Maldonado isn't even in Formula 1 now. But do you remember when Pastor Maldonado was in Formula 1? Do you remember when he crashed in Esteban Gutierrez in 2014 Bahrain? The kind of what moments, the kind of can't believe you've just done that moment. And they're just, to Pastor Maldonado. So this award obviously is to the person, the incident that reminds us of Pastor Maldonado the absolute most. We all miss that guy. He's a bit like Sergio Sirocco, and we absolutely miss. We're missing him so much now that he's gone. So anyway, guys. So obviously, we absolutely love this award. We hope we can keep going for low. We hope it catches on more. We would like to see it in the Sports Personality of the Year, a Maldonado sub award. But after you heard it here in the F1 Debate Show first. So anyway, here are the nominations for the 2018 Maldonado Award. The Red Bull collision in Azerbaijan, Max Verstappen and Esteban Ocon in Brazil, the Toro Rosso collision in China, Max Verstappen's qualifying crash in Monaco. And the winner is... a very funny favourite that we saw in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and that was the Red Bull collision. Oh my god. I mean, do you remember that? That was just absolutely insane. On the home straight, really.
I was shocked.
They didn't have to. I mean, of course, you don't have to ever crash into your teammate, but there was just no need. It was we've seen crashes before by the Red Bulls. Red Bull are infamous for crashing in between with teammates. Obviously, it all got kicked off. In Turkey 2010. Well, actually, a lot of people said. Me and Jordan said that. It was a Turkey 2010 kind of moment. And they've been infamous for teammate crashing, and we never thought Verstappen and Ricciardo had a problem with each other. We're not saying they ever did, but I was like, when that happened, I was like, no. Turkey 2010? Is that knocking on the door? I mean, come on, it was very, very, very stupid. I mean, what did you think, John, when you saw that crash? It was just crazy, wasn't it? Crazy.
Well, it was certainly big, because I remember at the time that Red Bull were very competitive at the start of the season. Obviously, Ricciardo winning the Chinese Grand Prix as well, and obviously then he would go on to win the Monaco Grand Prix in a couple of races after that. So obviously, and don't get us wrong, that I thought Red Bull had a stellar Grand Prix. And again, it was just added to the entertainment that Baku is showing at the moment. I mean, 2016's race was pretty boring, but 2017, 2018 threw some brilliant races. I mean, obviously Lance Stroll's podium in 2017, and obviously then the two Red Bulls collide, and then Vettel locking up as well, going into turn one once the safety car cleared them up. Then Bottas was leading the race. Then he had a puncture. There was just loads of action and drama, if you remember, guys. So obviously, lots of things happening. But I remember watching it live, and then I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe we've just seen this as well. And I thought, okay, what's going to happen here? But I knew that there wasn't going to be any beef, as we like to call it, between these two, because I remember when Vettel and Webber did it, that those two were always at locked with each other. But then I knew Ricciardo and Verstappen, that I couldn't say anything like that developing between those two. They were a very strong, partnership at Red Bull. Brilliant drivers, lovely guys, but I do want to see, though, guys, obviously moving on next season, I do want to see what happens when Gasly and Verstappen, let's say if they do that, will they be friendly about it? Because I don't think they will be. I think this is going to be a very interesting partnership between Gasly and Max Verstappen, two very young guys who do want to do well in Formula One, who have done well in the lower ranks, and if those two come together, then I think it's going to be quite an interesting battle between the two youngsters. So the penultimate award for this year is going to be Team of the Year. Now, there's only 10 teams we can choose from for this award. There has been some teams that have a really, really stellar year. Some teams, one in particular, that has had a really bad year. A McLaren Honda-esque kind of season, as you'd like. But obviously, we picked out a couple of teams that we thought that deserve to be recognised, nominated for this award. And here are those nominations. Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula 1 team, Alfa Romeo Sauber Formula 1 team, Renault Formula 1 team, Racing Point Force India Formula 1 team. And the winner is Force India, or Racing Point Force India, or whatever team you want to call it next season.
The pink one. The pink
That's
one.
The winners. The pink car. Yeah, the pink car with BWT as a sponsor. Obviously, Force India, Racing Point, Stroll, Yuma 1 team, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you like. Obviously, we'll say Force India for this one because that's what they were called last season. So obviously, the reason why the reason why we've chosen Force India as the winner was because of how, obviously they went through a really, really tough time throughout the halfway through the season when they went into financial difficulty. They went in administration, and they had finished fourth. I think it was 2 years in a row, and obviously going off, and they were in fine form to do that for the third season in a row. A team that has that doesn't have that much of a budget. Let's not forget that one, guys, because everyone thinks that Force India, with them finishing fourth, that they do have a very good budget. But obviously the money system is quite. It's not working out for the smaller teams. So obviously finishing fourth, it is good. But financially, it's still not enough for teams like Force India and Renault and everyone to survive properly and to be able to be competitive. But obviously, Force India won course to do that, went away, and obviously then went in administration. Very, very sad times for them. Obviously, it was obviously Perez wasn't happy with the situation, what was going on financially, obviously with Vijay Mallya being in the media a lot. It was a bad time for Formula One, I would say, when Vijay was obviously on the run away from the taxman, I would presume. Obviously not paying his money. So obviously, and then for the team to pretty much come back, obviously Lance Stroll leading the consortium to buy out Force India, rename it Racing Point Force India, obviously scrap the points in the constructors, started at bottom on 0. I think it was for the Belgium Grand Prix. I think the first race was, renamed as Racing Point Force India. And then obviously going off to do, I think they finished in 6th place, I believe. So obviously, from where they were to obviously where they finished, I thought was a brilliant achievement for them. Very, good team spirit as well. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, I think the future is certainly bright. Obviously, with Lawrence Stroll bringing in loads of money for the team, they're saying that the team that money won't be as effective up until the year 2020, but I think 2019 is going to be a good year for them. It's good, the future is certainly bright for Force India. But I think for in terms of for the smaller teams, it was good to see Force India come out of the tunnel, unharmed, and obviously rebuild their very good reputation in the world of Formula One to finish, quite high in the constructors. Could have been higher, but obviously it was good to see Force India come out stronger.
This is the last award that we are going to be giving away tonight in the 2018 F1 Debate Show Awards. Now, if you've seen any awards night ever, including obviously our very own 2016 F1 Debate Show Awards, you will know that before the last award, the big award of the night, they always give out some shout outs and some congratulations, and obviously to see out that year, or to see out that previous season. And obviously what we're going to say, guys. Obviously here at the F1 Debate Show, we want to say a very big thank you very much to all of our fans on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. All the support that we're getting, obviously all the messages from people. Obviously we've had some great people this year. Obviously we've had Alex Safro, I believe you call him, obviously who's just been in touch with us the last few weeks.
Yes.
We've had some great people getting in touch with us, obviously Razan F1 and people like that, helping us through the year. Obviously we've gained a lot of subscribers. I think we've gained about a good 50 or something since the start of the year. Obviously
we've done okay, yeah.
We did take a gap. Obviously, as you know, we took a bit of a gap, to kind of get ourselves, kind of work with the F1 Debate Show again. Obviously, I mean, some of you might have missed that. Obviously, we definitely did. Obviously, we're really excited to get back. But obviously, since we came back in September, video every single week. And yeah, as John, opened the episode with, we are finally at episode 100. It's amazing. Obviously, thank you very much for everyone who's been with us. If you've been with us since episode 1 or 2016 when we first started, please let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear that. That would literally make our day. Whatever we're doing, that will make our day. That will be very, very special. If you were with us for 2017, let us know. What was your first race? What was your first episode you joined us with? And obviously, we hope you stick with us for 2019. So obviously, thank you very much, guys. And we really, really appreciate it. So obviously, as I said, the final award is Driver of the Year. Now, obviously, as I said a few awards ago, you voted for Charles Leclerc, which was a fantastic, amazing choice. We really thank you for that as well. But this one is our choice. This is the F1 Debate Show Award. Now, obviously, in 2016, I think we gave it to Max Verstappen with his amazing breakthrough year. Now, obviously, he wasn't a rookie, but he did a very new season with Red Bull Racing, obviously with the train places. Shocked us with his first win, obviously, of that year in Spain, in his very first race with Red Bull, as I should say. But this year, we've kind of gone in a bit of a different direction. So here are the nominations for our 2018 F1 Debate Show voted Driver of the Year. Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Charles Leclerc, Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 team. Kimi Raikkonen, Scuderia Ferrari. Pierre Gasly, Toro Rosso Honda. Nico Hulkenberg, Renault Formula One team. Now this is a very big honour. Now this person, whoever's going to get this, they'll be talking about this for years. I mean, the World Championship, what's that? I mean, you won this award. This all you want.
Exactly. This is
and
the
win.
This is the pinnacle.
And the winner is Sergio. No, I'm just joking. Lewis Hamilton. I mean, wow, well done, Lewis. A fantastic drive. Now, obviously, here is your trophy. I'm looking around to find anything that isn't the Dallas Cowboys mug, but it looks like that's what you're going to be getting. It's gold mined, and it's got a little bit of it's got a treat inside, which I'm not going to show your viewers.
Give me this one.
And that's going to come with us, so you're getting both. So obviously, well done, Lewis Hamilton. Now, obviously, you can't be with us today. Obviously, as John said, we're recording this at the time of Spotty. You're also obviously probably having a much better life than we are, in a very luxurious place, most likely. But anyway, he left us a email. It said, "Wow, I am #forever blessed." That's a great way to start, man, guys. That's a great way to start.
Yes, that is.
And this is about 10 lines of just #blessed. And shouting out all of his sponsors in terms of Tommy Hilfiger and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, Lewis Hamilton, when I finally got his email, it said, "Thank you very much, the F1 Debate Show. Now, I've won 5. I've had a stellar season. I've won so many races. I've beaten, I'm on my journey to match Michael Schumacher's 91 wins. It's insane. Mercedes are doing so well. I've had an amazing season, great teammates and great rivals. But there's only one thing I look forward to at the end of the year, and that is to win the Driver of the Year award. And I finally got it." I mean, that's quite moving, Lewis. I'm really touched by that. So yeah, he says, "Thank you very much, F1 Debate Show. The Driver of the Year award means so much to me. I want to thank all my fans around the world, obviously all of the Hammers, everywhere in the world, everywhere, every country in the world, apart from North Korea, has the best fans in the world." That's what he says on his email, which I'm not going to doubt. "And thank you very much, Lyle, for your support in Singapore. I really appreciate it. And keep doing what you're doing, F1 Debate Show. Keep up the good work." And then he's put #StillIRise, #LH44, #Mercedes, and the list goes on and on and on and on. I don't think you want to hear that, but yes, anyway, well done, Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, it's been an unbelievable year. Now, the reason that we went for Lewis is 5. I mean, last year he won 4, obviously. He beat 2, not 1, but 2 legends in terms of qualifying at pole positions. Obviously, he beat Michael Schumacher. He beat Ayrton Senna in Canada, which obviously Jordan did the episode. He obviously went on that. He got Ayrton Senna's helmet. And then obviously it was in Monza, which we did see live. He beat Michael Schumacher's record. To become the all-time pole position record holder. And obviously that was an absolute amazing feat. So I think it was 68, I think that was the record that he beat. And obviously he's extended it this year. He's going obviously chasing down all the records that he can get in Formula 1. Now that was good last year, that was a great season. But this year, I mean, me and Jordan have got so much of a liking for Lewis Hamilton now. What I saw in Singapore, what I saw in the other 2 races that I went to, including like Italy and Belgium, what Jordan's seen, it comes across amazing. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton might not be the best guy with he might not be the best guy with personality in Formula 1. That award's probably going to go to Daniel Ricciardo, obviously. But he is so good. He gets what he wants out of the car. I've said that before when we talk about Lewis. He gets what he wants out of the car and then some. He is a great, formidable driver. No problems, no problems with the car, no problems with himself. And I've said this loads, and I love this, TM. The only person that can beat Lewis is Lewis, and it really, really is. I mean, yeah, fantastic, Lewis. Obviously, well done. Your rewards are getting sent to you first class, so because you're important, first class in the post. It's absolutely incredible. And I mean, Jordan, as your final word to Lewis Hamilton in 2018, I mean, he's had an amazing season, hasn't he? I mean, we are very blessed. We are #blessed, aren't we, to have Lewis Hamilton in the United Kingdom to kind of represent us. We're not Mercedes fans, but it's just absolutely incredible. And yeah, I mean, Lewis, what a good driver. He really is. He earns himself when he says, "I'm a 5-time world champion." Has he earned that?
Of course he has. I mean, he's an absolutely brilliant driver. I mean, when I first started like Formula 1, I think like a lot of people looked up to Lewis Hamilton as well as like their favourite driver, certainly in Britain as well, and obviously all over the world. I kind of went off him a bit when he kind of left McLaren and went to Mercedes. I wasn't really a big fan of him up until I'll probably say about quite recently, it's 2018. It's like now I'm just like, well, you're beating all the records, you're doing quite well, and to be honest with you, I can't fault you anymore. Like I was always like a Hamilton, not so much a Hamilton hater, but I would always be like, oh, Hamilton again, or Hamilton this, Hamilton that, and now I'm just like, I just kind of quit, just kind of give up the fact that. Do you know what? You actually are a decent driver. You're brilliant. You're a 5-time world champion. Only 3 drivers have got that achievement in Formula 1, which is which is why one of the main reasons why we gave him this award. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, it has been overlooked by Charles Leclerc. I think we have been, giving Charles Leclerc a lot of attention. Like, I mean, it is brilliant what he's doing, but at the same time, like Hamilton, a 5-time world champion. I know you're gonna say, oh, he had the best car, he had the best this, but at the same time, Ferrari had just as of a better car, if not a better car, in 2018 than the Mercedes. And Hamilton, even though he knew that, still ended up coming out on top. He is a brilliant driver, and you do see the way that he drives the car, he puts the car in a certain position. He'll go further closer to the barrier than what Bottas might do. For example, when we gave him pole lap of the year. I mean, that just proves how good of a driver he is. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't fault him. Brilliant driver. And I think 2019, I can't see anybody beating him at present unless Ferrari and Red Bull develop a car with rockets. I can't see Lewis Hamilton being beaten in 2019. So obviously we'll just have to wait and find out, won't we? So obviously that's where we wrap up this episode and this award and this season. Thank you very much for watching. Yes, it has been a very good year in terms of Formula 1. Obviously, as I said, some ups and downs as I did at the start of the video as well. But in terms of the F1 debate show, yes, we took a massive break at the start of the season up until September. But when we came back, we did realise how much we did miss what we do. We have had some really good episodes and really good topics as well. And obviously I would probably say a very good end to the season. 100 episode, our award show. I hope you like the little graphics as well that we do, our little kind of like jokes as well. Obviously nobody really emailed us. I know a couple of people took that seriously the last time we did this, so obviously nobody's emailed us. Hamilton hasn't, Leclerc hasn't, Total Wolf did. Don't forget Total Wolf, but nobody else did, unfortunately. So obviously don't take it seriously, guys, but obviously I do hope that you do join us in 2019. And just concluding on what Lyle said earlier, yes, thank you very much to everyone that's commented about debates, whether you've agreed with us, whether you disagree with us, like us on our Facebook page, interacted with us. Alex as well, hopefully Alex will get involved with this channel next year. That's going to be quite exciting as well. And obviously this is our last episode of the year, so obviously if you are watching this, have a Merry Christmas and a brilliant New Year. Obviously stay safe, drink responsibly, don't take drugs, please don't take drugs. Obviously, and just get everyone. Let's get Kimi Räikkönen.
Yes.
Did you see him at the awards? He was absolutely out of it. So funny. Definitely my highlight of the year, seeing Kimi Räikkönen out of it. So everyone, get Kimi Räikkönen, do whatever you want, have a good time, come back all fresh faced to do it all again in 2019. But obviously, this is not the end of the F1 debate show. In terms of the episodes, yes, but we have got more videos coming your way throughout the winter, up until February comes around. Hopefully, when we start releasing videos on the channel again. Build up to the 2019 season, obviously stick about on this channel when we release teaser trailers, when we might be coming back. We don't know roughly when our next episode will be, but obviously stick around on our channel and hopefully it'll be it'll fly over. I know it'll fly over. So does Lyle. So obviously stick around for that. So Lyle, any final words on this year?
No, I mean really, you've nailed it on the head. We've talked about everything we have. Thank you very much for everyone who's watched. It really means a lot to me and Jordan. Obviously, we do this, alongside. Obviously, we do this alongside work and we do this alongside uni. It really just is a hobby for us. It really is incredible. And yeah, we when we came back, we realised just how much we loved it, as you said. And it just showed, in all of our videos that we've done. And I mean, we absolutely loved it. Our slogan that we had in 2016, we've brought through is obviously we are two lads that like watching cars go around in circles. It's at the bottom of every video, and that is very much true. We just do this for the love of F1, and to get fans, is kind of a bonus for us. And we've really got a good fan base this year, on YouTube and Facebook and on Twitter. And I'm just we are both really happy. It couldn't have gone better. And obviously, as John said, tomorrow or today, if you're watching it, it's Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I love that, John. Let's get Räikkönen. I can't think of a better thing to say. If that's the only thing you remember from this episode, remember, let's get Räikkönen.
Brilliant.
And TM, because the F1 debate show said it first.
Let's get Räikkönen. So obviously, guys, for the last time in 2018, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next season.
See you in 2019, guys. Have a great New Year.